Before this video starts, if you guys could please leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to support me even more, make sure to use code APPOFNM in the Fortnite item shop. I'm always tweeting out announcements and previews of videos on Twitter, and I also stream on Twitch weekly. So make sure to go check out those socials. And enjoy the video. Today I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about going pro in Chapter 2, Season 5. So, let's start off with the shotguns, as that is the thing that heavily impacts the season the most. With the pump shotgun being removed and the new shotgun, the Dragon Breath shotgun, being available to everyone playing, it changes the playing field as far as close range battles go. Coming from last season, which was a complete keyboard meta, now going into this season, which is a complete controller meta, it really changes everything up. So what I recommend for all of you keyboard players is to use tactical shotguns to your advantage if you're a very mechanical player. If you're not so much of a mechanical player and you're not that good with tac shotguns, I recommend using the charge, as it is the closest thing to a pump, and if you're already a slower paced player anyways, why not use the same gun? And for you controller players, it goes the same for you. However, the best advice I can give any of you is anytime you can get your hands on a Dragon Breath shotgun, go with that over anything else that you can find. I am telling you guys, this thing hits for so much and is so good when pairing it up with a secondary weapon like an AR or an SMG. And of course, if you guys are not really feeling shotguns at all this season, whether you're keyboard or controller, if your aim is good, you can definitely get away with just using an SMG or an AR. I've seen plenty of people do it in the first day of the season, and it's working perfectly fine for everybody. Now, we're going to talk about a meta that has been slept on for quite a few months now, and that is the fishing meta. A lot of people have slept on the fishing meta since the flopper and the slurpfish got nerfed, and people forget how good they are, especially with the new additional fish known as the rift fish and the 0 point fish. This allows you to literally rift anytime, anywhere on the map, and you can cap them at 2. So if you're a team player or a solo player, no matter what, you guys are going to be able to rift to each other or alone, and it's going to change up the meta completely. So my first tip for competitive Fortnite this season is to land near a fishing spot or multiple fishing spots, something like Frey Island or Slurpee, somewhere that has an abundance of fish waiting for you to get those rift fish off spawn. This will not only help you loot up faster, but it'll help you get out of fights and get into fights whenever you need to. Now that you guys know what type of landing spot you guys should be looking for, I'm going to give you a little advice here on what you should be staying away from. You really want to avoid heavily contested areas in competitive this season, as it's kind of a 50-50, and all of the awful guns in the game right now make it so much harder to win your fights. So I would avoid fighting as much as possible. Stay away from the main POIs and the new POIs as well. Try to land on the outside of the map towards those fishing spots, like I said. From here, I do want to remind you guys that whatever loadout you guys are trying to run, whether it's a charge shotgun, attack, or any secondary weapons as well, I recommend playing creative as much as possible. Creative has also been slept on as a way to warm up for a little while now, and I kind of feel like this is going back to last year around Winter Royale, where everyone was box fighting 24/7. The best advice I can give you guys to go pro this season is to get into box fights with the weapons you like. Make sure you're going against someone that has similar weapons, or at least weapons that are in this current game. Now, unfortunately, we do not have too much information as to what tournaments are going to be brought out to us yet, but I am thinking that it's either going to be a squads tournament or a duos tournament, in addition to all the normal solo modes that we see. So, of course, if you are playing in a team mode, I definitely recommend one of your teammates has a charge, and go back to the old meta that we saw 2 seasons ago, where someone would box the player, the other one would have the charged shotgun fully charged, ready to shoot. This is the most original meta, and I think it is the best way to use the charged shotgun for this season. Next up, we have the currency system, which is kind of the gold bars that you see anytime you kill one of the AIs, or if you break a couch or something along those lines, you might see something pop up, as well as opening a chest or eliminating other opponents. These are used to buy new weapons, upgrades, completed tasks, all types of stuff like this, all with the new NPCs that are labeled as to what skin they look like. For example, there's Big Chuggus, who is inside of Slurpee. My biggest piece of advice for you guys is do not fight them. There's no point. They have so much health, they do so much damage, and you can grief your entire game. Let's say Big Chuggus is right behind you and someone else is chasing you. You can shoot Big Chuggus to anger him, and he'll fight the opponent for you. That's a pretty good way to bait someone out. But then again, there's plenty of possibilities for other ways that could go wrong. Next up is rotation. Like I said earlier, the rift fish and the 0 point fish as well as the 0 point crystals will all be great ways of rotating, as well as the sand dunes that are towards the middle of the map. Another thing I do want to point out to you guys is that shockwaves are still in the game and bouncers are still in the game, which means shockwave bouncer is still perfectly good rotation for you guys. As far as pros to watch for this season, I would wait until you start seeing the tournaments pop up, and once you see the people getting top 3, top 5 in those tournaments, those are the people I recommend you watching for the rest of the season, as they caught on to the meta earlier than anyone else. And over time, you could take bits of their playstyle, incorporate it into your own, and hopefully you guys should be placing just like them. Now, of course, you guys do need raw skill, and the way to get that is by practicing, and unfortunately, this meta is not the best one to be playing in. It's not the most fun, and hopefully there will be changes in the future. Epic will hopefully listen to us and our complaints. But then again, it's very rare that they actually take our constructive criticism and change stuff from that. Now let's talk about scrims for a minute. Scrimming is great, but I once again don't recommend doing it until tournaments are announced, because you don't know what game mode you should be practicing. On top of it, your frames are going to be really bad in game for the next few days, maybe even the next few weeks, until Fortnite can get everything sorted out. It's just unfortunately how that goes whenever there's a big event or a brand new season that's pretty big like this one. So I'm going to go right back to encouraging you guys to practice in creative as much as you possibly can. I promise you guys right now, you will see so much improvement with your charged shotgun skills, tactical shotgun skills, even SMG aim and tracking will get so much better if you just practice. And of course, if you guys are going to take my advice and practice as much as you can in creative, make sure you're doing it against people that are equal to your skill level or even better, because that's the only way you can improve. Going against people from random spots that you find, or people that are just complete bots in general, is not really good. Yeah, it makes the game kind of fun for you, but it's not really getting you anywhere. So with that being said, like I said guys, I never like wasting your time with these videos. I like to make them quick and simple, just giving you all the information that I think is necessary for you guys to improve and get to where you want to be. So if you guys enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe. I really encourage it, because I will be uploading videos like this, hopefully daily if I can keep my stuff together. Make sure to go to the comments and leave any criticism that you guys have for me, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Peace.